One of the key fundamentals in the golf swing is being able to compress the ball at impact. Hi, Alex Fisher, PGA Director Instruction. In this video I'm going to explain how we can do that just by checking on a couple of key points in your setup. Stick around. Okay, so why is it so vital to actually compress the ball at impact? What we want to do is make sure that when we're hitting the golf ball, we are not coming into impact where the shaft of the golf club is leaning backwards. If we make the bottom of the swing happen too soon, we're going to have a lot of problems with just general contact. You're going to lose a lot of distance as well. And so at impact, what we want to see is our hips open and rotate just a little bit and really feel like I'm loading or pushing down with my trailing arm at impact. So what are some of the things that we can do in our setup just to make sure that we are able to make an efficient position at impact? First thing is ball position. You might be seeing yourself hitting the ground kind of early behind the ball, and logic would say, let's just go ahead and move that ball back in the stance, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is actually play the ball a little bit further forward than what you think is correct. With a 7-iron, you should be about one ball ahead of center, but if you're playing the ball back in your stance, even though that might make sense because you're seeing yourself hit the ground early, as you try and drive down to your left side and rotate these hips, if the object that you're trying to hit is too far back, you're actually going to slow your body down and you'll actually hang back. And so we're going to end up flipping it. So ball position is really key if you're trying to create shaft lean. Secondly, at address, if you are really struggling with that and you feel like you're trying to get this shaft lean going, you might have your weight too much on your back foot. If you think about it, my right hand is lower than my left hand, which creates this slight tilt in my spine angle. Well, what happens is now my weight's a little bit more on my back foot. So if you feel like you just actually shift your weight just a little bit more to your front foot, that's going to help us just at address, not with a driver, but with a mid-iron, just a little bit more weight kind of preset at the front of your stance on your left side. That's definitely going to help us make sure that club travels on a descending blow. Now we need leverage in our golf swing as well, and the distance that we stand from the golf ball is going to help us as well, not only rotate but just get a better shaft lean at impact. So what I want you to do as a rule of thumb, think about as I'm setting up to the golf ball here, that if I can set up and I can take my right hand off or my trailing hand off and it can fall back onto the grip correctly, now I know that I'm the right distance away from the ball. Now if I'm standing too far away or my hands are too high, I've lost all that leverage, and I need leverage, especially in my trailing arm, to be able to drive that club down into the ground. So those are like three key fundamentals that we really want to check: our ball position, our weight distribution, and the distance from the ball. They're really, really basic, but it's something that's often overlooked. When it actually comes to actually hitting balls and actually trying to create this compression that we're talking about, what I want you to do is just go ahead and really feel like, again, I mentioned the term earlier about loading the club up at impact. Well, I want you to kind of start off where you feel like you're pushing that club down into the ground, and then make some small swings, and then just try and get that feeling of loading and compressing down, and then gradually go just a little bit bigger and bigger. There's definitely some drills that you can overindulge with, but this is definitely not one of them. So if you work on that, I guarantee the compression with your shots is going to really improve. Thanks again for checking out this video.